Hey. I hope I can be heard. Hello to you, if there is anyone there. Hello, Drapsnet. Welcome. I'm gonna give people a few minutes to accumulate, and I will get down to the update info. So hang in there. We'll just hang out here for a couple of minutes. And we're just waiting for a few minutes, let people have some time to stroll on in and check out the stream. Have an update that just dropped earlier about 1 hour ago, and it is ready to go. So if you restart your Steam client, you'll see it. Feel free to chat in the chat box if you want to. If you have questions, comments, criticisms, yada, yada, yada. Oh, just thought of something I gotta take care of here. I'm gonna fix a sound related thing here. Let's take care of that real quick. All right. Looks like we gotta fix a little something in there. All right, I think I'm gonna go ahead and just get started. Don't know that there is... cool. Hey, we got you guys back in here. Good to see you guys. I'm just kind of waiting to give people a minute or two to kind of swoop on in here and stuff, but I think I may go ahead and just start now. So essentially what I plan to do, for those of you wondering, is I intend to do one of these videos every Monday, and it may be an update video if all goes well within the week and I get all the work done that I plan to get done. Sometimes I do run into some issues that kind of throw a monkey wrench into things, but so usually things will get going pretty quickly and we'll be able to deliver an update once a week, hopefully. I do want to go through what's new in this particular update, and let's see. I don't think this will record all of that. So basically, in update 4.3.18, we have some new features, which include playfield DMD screens can now be transparent if you want. That's based on using black as the alpha channel. I'll show you what that means in a little bit. And I'll give you details on that at that time. Logic controllers can now be attached to other logic controllers in the same way as they are to inserts, allowing for vastly more complex logic configurations. I added 3D and details to the back glass score displays and added new EM style score displays or score reels. Also added a couple of new logic controller types, random select and fire when not lit. And then made some improvements, which include fixed the logic controller timer type to play completion sound when firing after the timer expiration. Fixed the filter text in the regular edit mode object panel. Fix the upper playfield cutting holes for kickers on the lower playfield. So that was a problem where the upper playfield had a hole in it when it wasn't supposed to. Fix the upper playfield grid offset. Fix star rollover switch lighting that no longer lights on hit and it stays dimly lit instead. Fixed wide body playfields not reloading properly when opening a table in edit mode. So that's pretty much it. It's kind of a light update, which is probably going to be the case from now on. So let me take a look here and see if anybody else has dropped in. Yeah, cool. Hello, Merxenic, or however you say that. You guys feel free to comment in the chat. There is a chat, text chat window, a stream chat that you can comment in if you want to. I think you might need to have a Twitch stream or Twitch account, which it looks like you guys do already. So if there's anyone else watching without an account, hey, go make one and log in and comment. I'm here to ask questions, or actually I should say I'm here to answer your questions. So feel free to jump into the chat and do that if you have any questions about anything. All right, so let me open up a different table. I'm just going to open this one. I've sort of pre-set up. So this one is going to show us a few of these new things. So let's just take a look at the DMD screen first of all. So I've got quite a bit of logic set up for this right now, and we can hit the N key and take a look at all that logic. You can see that there are a couple of things going on here. Really, the DMD is being driven by these three logic controllers. Let me get over like this. It's a little bit more clear. There's a DMD jackpot animation, and these are just animations I cropped out of the color DMD example. So there's a jackpot, a special, and multi-ball. And we can preview these by selecting one of those guys and then pressing that, and you can see what that animation looks like. Now, you'll notice now that there's a new option down here for transparency. So this will appear black like that if it's not set to transparent. But if it is set to transparent, it will look like it does there, but without the black frame around it. And also note that when it is not transparent, it's collidable. And if it is transparent, the balls will roll through it. So something to think about when you're designing these. You can use these for all kinds of things. Currently, there is only one playfield DMD available, and that's probably how it'll be for a little while, actually. So it's not a simple thing to get those to be multiples. So, but I do want to do that eventually, so that we can have multiple DMDs that you could do all kinds of cool effects with and stuff like that. All right, let's see. So before I move further into showing you what that looks like when it's transparent and everything, I do want to talk about the update to the logic controllers, because this is huge. This is something that I've been wanting to do for quite some time, to really open up the logic control system and make it much more robust. And right now, prior to right now, I should say, if you were to have, let's say you had some of these guys on the playfield, and we create a logic controller. If you select your logic controller and then you hold the shift key down and right click on an insert, you can select them, and basically this will control those, as you probably know. And if you switch this to sequential, anytime this logic controller fires, it'll light these up in sequence. But the bummer about that was, just like this, you can only have one point value for each one of those. So every time one of these would light, it would be 10 points. And, really in this situation, when lit wasn't even really a factor. Also, the amount of things that you could do would be very limited. So what has changed now is that those, logic controllers can be used. Let's see, let's do 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. And I'm just going to move 3 of them over here. And now what we can do is we can select this one, and I'm just going to give it a different color to make it less confusing to myself, really. I can select this and hold shift down, and now I can click these guys. And that will treat these logic controllers just like it would any other item or object that it was sending a control signal to. So anytime this logic controller is fired, now if we do sequential, each one of these other logic controllers will fire in sequence. So that makes it really robust, because then you can set these up so that they do different points or sounds, etc. And that's what I have set up above there. So let me just get rid of those guys, and we'll take a look at these here. So the way this setup is configured, it does a few different things. So you'll see this when I go into play mode in a minute. When this drop target bank is completed, as you can see, there's flow going both ways. So each one of these guys checks or fires this drop target bank to activate it. So when one of these drop targets drops, it activates that logic controller. So it just sends a pulse signal to it and says, hey, do your thing. And then this, what it does is it's set to drop target bank, and all of these are added just like any other object by holding shift down and clicking them in the sequence that you want. And you can set a sound effect to them, so that when each one of these drops, it'll play this one sound effect, which is just this blip, to keep it simple. And then you can set this up to have a target controller, so that when this is all, basically when these are all down, it fires a signal to the next target controller that you have set here. And that is this target controller. which is DMD sequence. And the way this is set up is, like I was just showing you, it has 3 logic controllers underneath it that I held shift down and then clicked on them in the sequence I wanted them to fire. And so it's going to fire each one of those in sequence. And these are just, this one is just a sequential. And it's set to points only, but the points are 0. So all it's going to do is act as a trigger for these to be triggered in sequence. And then what's going to happen when these trigger is this one is going to trigger this light to illuminate. It's going to give the player 500 points. It's going to play the 1 sound.
1.
And then it's also going to subsequently fire this target controller, which is this jackpot DMD one. And what that does is it just plays this DMD video jackpot. And then the next one that gets fired will be this one. It'll light this one, give the player 1,000 points, play the 2, and then it'll send a signal via this DMD special selected there. Oops, I better not undo that. I should keep that. And then when DMD special fires, it will fire off to, there's something odd about that. That shouldn't be like that. It will fire off a signal to play this video, which is the special one. So that'll play. And then it'll also trigger this timer, which actually, you know what? Those should not be triggering the timer. Let's take that out of there. I don't want that timer to be triggered until this last one. Oops. Silly me. Okay. Whatever. I'm just going to leave it the way it is. All right, so let's just hit this and take a look at that. So yeah, this timer thing, I'm just going to leave that out of the loop. So essentially, what we're looking at is these 3 firing and lighting these, scoring these points, giving different sounds, and then let's see. What just happened here? That's so strange. Hang on. Let me jump out of there and come back in. It looked like some of my settings may have been foobarred somehow, but I'm not quite sure how that would have happened. Oh. Okay, see, I'm sorry. It can get confusing. I forgot that I had put... what I was confused about was why there was no score or this sound effect happening. So, never mind. We're all good. So, let's just take a look at that, and I'll show you what that is. It does get a little confusing, though. But that's fine. Oh, yeah, and here, as you can see, we have the new actual dimensional... there is a glass over these, but it's hard to see it. So when you press start game, it just illuminates however many players are in. Okay, so let's go look at this here. Whoop, if I can get down there without nauseating everybody. Okay, I'm just going to spawn a ball and drop the targets, and I'll shut up so that you can see what happens.
1. 2. 3.
All right, so that's basically the way that can work. I mean, that's just one of many, 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 many ways you can set up your logic to work. So, all right, and that looks really cool, and that is collision free when it's transparent like that. Okay. Let's see. Oh yeah, and I wanted to mention too that it bases the transparency on black. So if you have a completely black channel, well, not channel, but if you have a color of complete blackness in there, it'll use that as the alpha channel. So let's pick something else that's got a let's see. Let's pick a different video that may have different. Yeah, Meteor Commander. That should be a good one. So some of them might look a little bit strange. Like Meteor Commander is going to look really weird because it's mostly black. So it's not designed for this, but I just wanted to kind of show you what it'll look like.
One.
All right, so there it is. So it looks kind of cool. Also, there's no audio because actually looks really cool. Let me go back here and change that. This is why there's no sound happening. And let's see, just for fun, let's just rotate this way. Oh, I'm in logic mode. Durr. All right, I'll just do that like that. And all right, just want that to be kind of overlaid on top of that to see what that looks like. Just kind of goofing around right now, just sort of playing around with this. Oh, you know what? I spawned a ball before. Let me just restart. I spawned a ball before the game was set, so that's a problem I need to figure out a solution for. Basically what happened was I spawned a ball into the playfield prior to the game being ready to play, so there's a... like right now is a good...
One.
So now it should pop up back there. And it's not very loud at the moment, but anyways. So whatever videos you want to put in there, you can put in there, as long as you keep in mind that for transparency, black is used for the transparent channel. And I gotta admit, that looks really pretty friggin' cool. I want to try something real quick. Let's see. I want to set that like that. And then I want to make it huge. Just for S's and giggles, I just want to see what that looks like. The cool thing about that and the transparency is that you can have something there that you can't see until it's playing a video.
One.
And then once it appears, it's like kind of a neat overlay. And now it sort of looks like the game playing in there. All right, so you get the idea, basically. I mean, that's pretty simple. I mean, it's not simple, I guess, really, is it? One of the things, too, that I am kind of concerned about is this being visible while it's hovering over the playfield. So I think I'm going to add 2 more options. I'm going to try to do this for next week's update. And one is going to be lock, so that whatever you have selected can be locked into place. And that way you can't accidentally move it or delete it or change it in any way. It has to be unlocked first. So it'll be just a switch, toggle switch basically, or a checkbox for locking. And then the other thing would be to hide it while in edit mode, which would probably be really helpful. I know it would be for me. So anyway, let's put that back there, and let's change this back to jackpot. And I'll save it. Now, there was one other thing I wanted to show you here too. So when this switch is rolled over, it sends a pulse to this fire when not lit. And basically, that's a new event type. So this is one of the 2 new event types. Fire when not lit, and then the other one is random select. And we'll get to that one in a little bit. But anyways, fire when not lit, what that does is it will fire if this is not lit, but it won't do anything if it is lit. And I have this light insert also, which is controlled by this one. And I'll just show you how that works. This switch up here resets this insert, and this one lights it, and you'll see how that works. So let's take a look at that. My cat is again meowing. All right, so let me back up, and we'll just try to give it enough to get it to... So nothing happened when it was lit. And, all right, why did you not work?
0, 1.
There we go. So if it's lit, it's not going to do anything. And if it's not lit, it will fire. So you see it's not doing anything now because it's only supposed to fire when not lit. Is that right? Yeah. So now it's not lit,
1.
and it fires. So there you go. Sorry, I'm tired. I'm always tired, right? If you've been listening to my videos.
1.
Okay, so that's that one. All right, and then random select. Trying to remember exactly what that was. Let's see. Random select. You know what? I'm not quite sure that's even necessary anymore. Hang on. Let's see. Let's just change this one to random select and see what happens. Because I believe I was creating that before I realized I should add logic controllers to the list of items that could be selected using the shift select option. So let's see what happens here. I think it only does one selection. I think that's the key. Maybe that's what it is.
3.
Yeah, that's right. So it does a single selection. So let's see. If we go out and come back in, hopefully it'll select 1 or 2. I'm just going to quit the game and come back. Maybe I should add a reset game button. So hopefully it will pick something other than 3 this time.
2.
Yeah, cool. So what random select does is it just picks one and that's it. So you can still have scoring logic with completion of a drop target or whatever it is that drives your random select, that will pick one at random, and then it just stays that way. Whereas the random one, it will fulfill all of them at, it will highlight these randomly until they're all selected. So if we do random, So this one is useful for something like firepower, for example, where you have 3 kicker holes that you can fill, I guess, for lack of a better word, in order to get the multi-ball feature going, where you want to have all of them selected, but in the other case, the random select, it just picks one. So that's maybe better for just a target to shoot at or something.
1. 1.
All right. Oops. Oh, that's cool. So it's gonna what the hell? All right. Looks like I may have a bug. Is it not gonna? Yeah, that's interesting. So it picked 1 3 times, which is obviously not what I want. So I must have been jinking around with that when I was trying to get the other thing to work. So, yeah. Anyway, so that's, that is supposed to work the way I was just describing, where it would pick one of each of these randomly. So why would it not be functioning? That is no bueno. Interesting. Well, I'll add that to my list of things to fix. Let me do that real quick. All right. Fix random LC option. Okay. Bloody hell. Bloody hell. All right. So do we really have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people in here? That would be awesome if we do. Hello, everyone, and welcome. I only see 1 person is watching, though. That is very strange. Wonder if this isn't updating. That's weird. Very interesting. Shows 8 viewers, but it only shows 1 on the doodad under the video. So I'm having a hard time believing either one of those. Okay. Let's see. What else was new? Let's see. Oh yeah, let's go to these guys over here. All right, so this back glass here won't have the holes inside it, but it will show you which type of displays you have set, or reels or displays. So if we go to cabinet mode and we change this to digital, you'll see we got digital displays and we have electromechanical ones. So you can pick that. So either way, let's go to digital there, and I'm going to add something to my list here before I forget, and that is colored displays. So I want to set that up so that you can change the color of these displays. So that's something coming up one of these days. All right, let's just jump into let's just jump back into play mode, and I'll show you what these. So these are pretty much there are holes there, which you can see better here on this one and that one. So they're actually holes through the glass now. The back glass ink, I guess is the better way to put it, has the holes in it. There is a glass on the front side, but the ink side has actual holes now so that you can kind of see through. So that's new. And while I'm in here, I did a little bit of adjustment to some of the lighting inside the rooms. So hopefully they'll start looking a lot more realistic. There was a lot of reflection going on some things that shouldn't have any reflection, such as that door and those speakers and that poster and some stuff. And let's see, that was hugely problematic. The reflections were hugely problematic in this room, where the rafters were all just so lit up because reflections were happening all over the place. So I've knocked out a bunch of reflections, and now things are starting to look a bit more normal and realistic in here. And my cat. Meow. All right, let's see what else. I am going to go back to this room. All right. Okay. I just wanted to show you too, and one more thing about the logic controllers that's kind of nice. So if we, let's see, let's just put a whole bunch of those out there. All right, so I just want to give an example of how this can work. So this could get pretty complicated, obviously. But you can basically now set any of these guys up as a target of one of these. Same way that you could set insert lights as targets. So if I select this, hold down shift and press that, that's a target. So what that means is that a signal, when this gets fired by something, a switch or another controller or whatever, it'll send a signal out and make that do whatever you have it set to do. So now that's possible with all the logic controllers too. So I can pick that and click on these guys and do these all. And if I have this selected and I have sequential, basically it'll fire these all in sequence, just like it's doing with those up there. So then each one of these can have their own logic. And you could say, I want that one to fire this one, and this one could do a random or whatever, random select. And we can see all of that by pressing the N key, and you can see that path system going there. So that was just something that I wanted to show you, is that you could have really deep rule sets there if you wanted to. So we could even put these up here and have those get fired by one of these, for example. So, oops, I forgot. Yeah, pick this one and uncheck those. There we go. So you could have trees of logic going all over the place if you wanted to. As far as how you arrange that on the playfield, that's up to you. I did have another thought on that. Let's see. What you could do is you could set this up so that all this stuff could be placed on the lower playfield. So you could set up, actually you could just, whoops. Let's go here. That's, oh shoot. Yeah, let's see. Can you, yeah. Okay, so you could put these down here if you wanted to. You can move them below the surface of the playfield. Like that, if you wanted to. I mean, you can put them pretty much anywhere you want to. And let's see if undo does work on that. Okay, cool. And you can put them over here on the side if you wanted to. So if you want, you could place your logic way over here, but then you'd have really long, you know, lines going all over the place possibly. But that's the nice thing about this, is you can put it basically wherever you want to. And let's do this. All right, the other thing I wanted to mention that has been fixed is if we have one of these guys, like a second playfield up here, and there was a problem when using these kicker holes were causing a hole to be drilled in the second playfield up there. So obviously not something that we want, but that's been fixed. And let's see. Also, another thing that was fixed is if you select a default decal, for example, and you want to change the texture, you can select from these ones that come with the game, or you can add your own, and that's doable in your PinBuilder folder in your My Documents folder. And if you want to filter these by text or by words, so let's say we only want ones that have the text bump in them, we can type bump. I don't think it's case sensitive. No. So now it only shows anything that has bump in the name. And I put this little X here so that you can clear that more easily. There was a problem where if you didn't highlight that correctly, it would actually delete the object that you had selected. So this little button helps a lot more. And it looks like I need to put a protector behind it so it won't select what's back there too. So let me add that to my notes. Prevent back selection when using filter X clear. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Another thing we had. So if you press 5 on the playfield or on the keyboard, you'll get the grid. And then if you go to upper, that was not showing up correctly over the top of these guys here. So that was one of those things that I fixed. And okay, just making more notes for myself. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, star rollover switches. These now have just a minimal amount of light, just kind of under playfield lighting to them. And those will not change anymore when you roll over them on the playfield. Hey, you need to stop that. Let's see. Here's another one that was frustrating me a little bit. Previously, prior to this update, if you would spawn one of these gates, oh my god, that cat. It would spawn the proper one. So this is the standard one, which is essentially designed to go right up here. Hang on, I'm gonna be right back. Okay, so that's basically your standard gate that's often used like this right here. And then the reversed one is this one over there. So it's slightly reversed so that, well, it is fully reversed so that you can use it on the other side there. And so what was happening was when one of these would spawn, it would spawn the reversed one, but it would be set to standard, and that was not what anybody wanted, really. So let's see. All right. Okay, and then yeah, wide body playfields were not reloading properly when opening a table in edit mode. So that has now been fixed. And then there were just some basic lighting and nothing really major in terms of anything else as far as playability or editability goes. But lighting has been improved here and there. A lot of things lighting-wise are much better. Hopefully you'll find performance increases without having so much reflection in the levels. And that should pretty much do it. I think it's just a pretty quick update. It's a pretty short one. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else to mention. Let's see. I do have some things on my list for the next update. Some fixes. I do want to do colors inside the holes and on the edges of the upper and lower playfields, or on the inside of holes on the main playfield. I'm also going to look into missions and stuff like that. I still haven't had the chance to do that. I'm going to look into colored displays. And if there's anything else you guys want to see added to the game, don't hesitate to let me know. You can let me know either right now in the chat if you want, or you can post it at the bottom of this video if it is in the YouTube arena. So you can post comments there, and I will check those and see them. You can also post requests and bug reports and things like that in the Steam Hub, the community, the Steam community for PinBuilder. And let's see, and also on our Facebook page. So we have a Facebook page as well, and all that is free and easy to use. Right now, the game is on sale. I believe it is 20% off. So if you're thinking about getting the game, it's on sale right now. Go grab it and enjoy it. Just think, I mean, you can wait until some point in time, but if you jump into it now, at least by the time, you would have thought it was ready for you, you'll have a whole lot of experience under your belt of using the game. So it's never going to be more than $30. So, and it will continue to be put on sale occasionally. So that's always probably going to be part of the PinBuilder routine, as it were. So just feel free to jump in at any time. And don't forget that you can upload your table designs to the Steam Workshop and share them with everyone else. And, I'm thriving on your feedback. So don't hesitate to let me know what is on your mind. And until next time, this has been Anna. And I hope you have a great night. And I will look forward to hanging out with you next Monday night. Bye.